Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I'm riding the Specialized Turbo Levo, as you can see right here. With how popular the last video on it was, I figure I'd try and do more of a review style video on the bike so that people can kind of get an opinion on it. This one is the base model, so it's got the 504 watt-hour battery. As the newest version of the Specialized motor. I think it's the 2.1. It's about 15% lighter than the last one, but they say it's about 40% more efficient, which you can feel when you kind of ride it for longer and you feel the range. Has RockShox suspension, front and rear, so you have really pretty good suspension for an entry-level bike. Revolve wheels, SRAM brakes, and I believe it's the SRAM NX 11 speed on this one. So I'm going to try and do more of a review, give you the good and bad points on the bike, show you how it climbs. I'm about to head down a trail to show you how it descends, because it's just as fun to descend. Hopefully you all enjoy the video. This is the 2020 version. On this version they've added this display, which is probably my favourite feature on this new bike, because it actually shows you what mode you're in and how much battery power you have, which on the previous one you had to look down at the side, so it's a nice addition. So these blue lights tell you how much battery power. I think I'm currently 80% battery. You have the remote on the left hand side, and you can turn it off, which is a nice feature as well. So you got off with no lights. One light is eco, which is around about 25% assistance on the bike. Two lights is trail, which gives you around about 50 to 60%. And then all three lights is turbo, which gives you 100% power from the bike. All of this can be customized through the app that Specialized make, which is called Mission Control, which allows you to customize all the settings on the bike, which they say is infinitely adjustable, which I can kind of see because everybody's going to set their bike up different. Plus it lets you see health of the bike, you can diagnose any problems, you can track rides, so it's a really cool app to have. Well, that's enough of me talking. Let's actually go ride some bikes. So with this being built around the new stunt jumper, it feels really familiar to descend on. It descends a little bit faster than my bike, simply because of the weight. But handling wise, it handles very similar to mine. It's a little bit heavier, so it does take a little bit more to throw around. You can see that it really doesn't take much effort to do anything on this bike. Oh, my foot came unclipped. There we go. Okay, so this next trail is a trail I can make it all the way up, but I'm usually pretty tired by the end of it. So this is a good example of the climbing ability of the bike. And if you still want to kind of get workout from the bike, you still want to have to really push the bike to get it places, you can leave it in eco. Takes the weight out of the bike, kind of makes it feel like it climbs like a normal trail bike, and it gives you a little bit more assistance. So you still have to work. But to me, and this is just my personal opinion, the idea of these things is to make climbing easy. And you may be able to hear the noise of the bike. It is a little bit noisy, but in comparison to the old one, it's a lot quieter. The old one, the harder you pedaled, the louder and more noisy it got. Where this one, it's just the same level all the way up, which is really nice. I would really like to know everybody's opinion on these bikes. Whether you don't like them at all, whether you think they're cheating, whether you kind of undecided, or whether you're like me and you think they're awesome. So feel free to leave any comments. Let me know what you think. So we're just reaching the top of Best Medicine, and usually on my bike at this point I wouldn't be able to talk. Way too out of breath and tired to talk. And this bike, super easy. And I only had it in sport the entire way. If you really want to make it easy, you have it in turbo, and you can run it in the lower gears and climb up this hill pretty easily. And to me, that's what these bikes are for. It descends incredibly, but climbing, that's where this bike excels. The main issue I have with the bike is if you have the motor turned on when you're descending, you have to make sure you stop pedaling like half a second before you normally would. Because as you're pedaling, when you stop, the motor keeps going for like half a second, and it keeps accelerating the bike. So there's been a couple moments when I first rode this when it felt like it was going to run me off the trail. So that's my main issue. And if you have it in turbo mode and you forget to turn it off, it's a lot stronger, so it could potentially run you out the top of a corner, which you can get used to. And I guess once you ride it more, you get a really good feel for how the bike handles and what it does. But for a beginner on these things, or somebody who hasn't ridden one before, it could cause an issue. Wind up this, and turn it off. Now, I'm not going to do this bike justice down this trail because I cannot ride this trail very well. It's all really big jumps. But we're going to give it a shot. See what we can do. Bike just kicked me in the ass. These jumps still freak me out. I can't deal with the angle of the takeoffs. Like, that's pretty much vertical. I got too confident. I reckon I could clear that one though. this is the last place we're going to be riding today. So I have to go be grown up for the rest of the day. My final opinion on this bike is it's amazing. For me personally, I don't feel like I should own one because I would never ride a normal bike, because this just makes biking too easy and a lot faster. So I would never ride my normal bike. But if somebody is considering buying one as their only bike, or someone who may not be able to ride a conventional bike as far as they want to, or somebody who just wants an e-bike, I would definitely say this one's the one to go for. The handling, the power delivery, the range. I mean, I'm coming up on I think around about 20 miles, and I've still got 60% battery left. I think you could, if you manage it properly, you could probably get about 40 miles out of this bike on one battery. This thing is insanely fun. And it's not hard to ride. With it turned on, you really don't feel the weight. You can throw it around just as well as you can. I don't feel like there's anything my bike can do that this thing can't. But they have definitely made something special with this bike. And if this is how the future of e-bikes is looking, I'm all for them. Because the technology is only going to get better. And I'm very excited to see where e-bikes are in the future. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I will see you all next time.